thanks for coming today. Tony, if you could kind of pan it around so they can show everybody here. Wave your hand so we can show I have a fifth person. All right, how many of you have a driver's license yet? How many of you hope to have a driver's license soon? You don't want a driver's license? Well, I've been driving since I've been 16 years old, which was a long time ago, probably, if you think about it. But today I'm going to talk about a few different things, some experiences I've had as a young driver and as an older driver, and that's car accidents. Now, my first accident, I was 17, had my mom's car, and I actually went from one school, Morris, and I had a class in Perry. I was on my way to Perry, and some guy decided to turn left as I was going to pass him. Needless to say, I totaled my mother's car. Now, she didn't really care, but my dad was not too happy. But the thing was, I really wasn't paying attention like I should have. He said he had his turn signal on. I didn't see it. He said he didn't look in his mirror. So fortunately, the ticket that I received was thrown out in court. But my point here is when you're on the road, always pay attention to the car in front of you, the car behind you, and anything on the side, okay? Now, again, that was when I was 17. And I've had a few accidents since then, unfortunately. None of them have been my fault, fortunately, except maybe the last one. It still wasn't my fault. My last accident, I was 44, and I was on my way to work in Flint. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning, weather just like this. And I was going down 21, Corona Road, once you get past 13, kind of divides. I was behind the school bus. I was driving along. Went to pass the bus because it was going slower than I wanted to go. Well, when I went back around the school bus, I realized there's ice on the road. So I started going like this. I started going like this, and I'm like this, trying to correct it. Went like that about 4 times, slid sideways about 500 feet, bam into a tree in this guy's driveway. And I remember seeing, as I'm sliding sideways like this, a young girl standing in that driveway, just beelining just running all out for the house. So I'm sitting there, I hit this tree, I'm just kind of sitting there with my eyes closed. I'm thinking, okay, I don't hurt, nothing's okay. So then I hear this on the window, and I look, and there's this girl. So I rolled my window down, and she goes, "Sir, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Are you okay?" Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a scary thing, but the point of that is the fact that sometimes the roads may look worse than they are. Especially this last week, we had a lot of ice on the road, a lot of accidents. So as new drivers, always watch out for the road, the weather conditions, and the visibility. Make sure you can see. And especially when you're passing someone, and I wasn't going that fast, but it was fast enough. So, now, my third point is just some advice to young drivers. No distractions. Put your cell phone down. Don't answer it. If you get a text, it can wait. If you get a phone call, it can wait till you stop. Don't speed or drive recklessly. And don't show off. Can't though. Unfortunately, young boys, and I was guilty, like to show off a little bit when they can drive. Tony, I'm sure you probably can relate to that also. Yes. So always be mindful of the other cars around you, like I said, but don't speed. If you're late, you're late. Plan on leaving early if you think you might be late. Be mindful that you are driving a ton of metal and plastic that can kill someone if you hit them. My mother one time, and I was like 12 years old, she was pulling into our driveway. Some drunk driver went to pass the cars behind her and smacked her right in the eye. I watched the whole accident. It just freaked me out. Fortunately, back then the cars were huge and she was fine. But that could have killed somebody because this guy was drunk. And they didn't do nothing to the guy. Nothing. Back in 1975, that wasn't a huge issue. So as drivers, young or old, accidents can happen to everybody. I've had a few other accidents in between. Fortunately, I was never seriously injured, but you never know. I mean, I'm sure we've all heard of accidents where people have been killed, know people have been killed. Brother Bates, you all don't remember Brother Bates, he used to go to this church. He was killed as a result of a car accident. Rolled over, injuries were so bad that he passed away. He was one of the deacons in our church here. So it can happen to anybody. So, as you can see, in conclusion here, that an accident can be a very serious event. Driving a car is a responsibility. It's a privilege, not a right. And it's something everybody should be mindful of. Everything around them. Make sure your car is in good running order. And be careful on the road. And please, please drive safely. Thank you.